Welcome everybody to another exhilarating courtroom episode of Lockdown 23 in 1. That's right, y'all really been enjoying these courtroom sessions, so we're back again. This one, the defendant, I believe, is facing 10 years in prison, and he's going to be going in front of the Honorable Judge Boyd. Man, oh man, look, I've been in front of a lot of judges, and Judge Boyd, man, she puts a certain level of fear in my heart, and I'm not even locked up. I mean, God, I feel sorry for anyone and everybody that goes in front of her. I mean, sometimes she cuts some breaks, but even when she's cutting breaks, it's terrifying. Not to mention, she's always trying to straighten up people's character, like the way that they speak or their posture. One of those you're going to see today, a baby goat or kid, which one? I'll explain all that here soon enough. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Alright, before I press play, let me say one last thing. Keep in mind, alright, I'm like a 45-time convicted felon. I'm just playing, maybe not like 45, about 12 or something. I'm not saying that to showboat. I'm saying that to let y'all know that people can change their ways. Also, it lets you know I've been in the system, been on probation, been in and out of prison. I've seen it for what it is, so sometimes, you know, my view might not be the same as people that ain't been locked up at all. Sometimes I feel as though a judge could have taken a little bit better of a route. Now, let's get into the first of 2 hearings, but both of them are pertaining to the same individual. Keep in mind he's facing 10 years in prison.
Court is calling 2022 CR 6496, State of Texas versus Brian Parker. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
And Eric DeWalton. I represent Mr. Parker, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we are in a middle of a jury trial. Jury has been selected but not sworn in yet. So, Mr. Parker, you are aware that you have a right to a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to continue to proceed with the jury trial, or do you wish to enter a plea? And have you had an opportunity to discuss entering a plea with your attorney as opposed to proceeding with the jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
This is something I've seen in jail all the time. Defendants come in, talk to a few jailhouse attorneys, which is inmates who think they know the law because they've been going in and out of prison for the last 30 years. Somehow convince them to take a jury trial, you know, and then they talk to a real attorney and realize taking a plea is probably a much better deal.
All right, counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. You received all the discovery and reviewed it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Parker, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with felony in possession of a firearm? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Parker, has anyone threatened and coerced you or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement,
No, ma'am.
which there is no plea bargain agreement? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You are pleading open to the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that the court will make a decision on whether or not to grant your application and also whether or not to send you to prison? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you still wish to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Outside your agreement or the request, because there is no agreement, the request from the state is that your supervision be for a term of 2 years, there'd be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Again, did you understand that this is a plea that's open to the court? Those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to consider those recommendations. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Man, this is a very scary situation for the defendant. But he has some things going his way. 1, district attorney or prosecution's only asking for the low end. 2 years with a little bit of community service. Most judges, man, they go with the prosecution.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Yes?
Yeah, just for the record, the recommendation was for 2 years deferred adjudication. That was our recommendation.
Ooh.
Okay.
And a fine.
Again, we were going to probate the fine, Your Honor.
Oh, so the recommendation wasn't 2 years in prison. It was 2 years deferred. I believe that's what they said. So probation and the community service and a fee. Wow. This guy, if she goes with that, he is super blessed. Because over in Virginia, I believe a mandatory minimum, 2.5, 5 years, I can't remember, for a felon in possession of a firearm.
All right. But again,
It's
you
okay.
understand that those are recommendations from the state, but you are pleading open to the court. So the court does not have to follow or consider any of those recommendations. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Again, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, no.
Always
State any
no
evidence to support the
contest.
defendant's plea.
Judge, state offers state exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Your Honor, we've had an opportunity to go over that in its entirety. No objections to its amendments.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Almost by the way she's speaking, I can tell he's going to get a break. And I haven't seen
All right, after
this.
reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. With regards to his application for deferred adjudication, the court will hear argument. State,
Your Honor, we're recommending deferred adjudication. Due to the nature of the case, it is one where we felt that it was appropriate here.
defense.
If I may, Your Honor, I got to know Mr. Parker through this period getting ready for trial. He is a convicted felon. He pled during the pandemic year when he was in custody for a 1244 and understands that he's not supposed to be around weapons or anything like that. When we chose to go forward, he heard that you took off the plea deadline. And so we understand that we are pleading open to the court. In getting to know Mr. Parker, his outward demeanor is very quiet and stoic. But once I got to know him, he's intelligent, he's caring, and he's a hard worker. But he has 7 children. We got a good chance to talk last
7
night. He went and talked to his family, and he understands that deferred adjudication isn't an option going to a jury. It's either guilty or not guilty. And he weighed all his options. That's why he's coming today asking me or asking the court to possibly consider deferred adjudication. I believe this is a changing point in his life. I know the state recommended to waive the fine, which helps my client tremendously. But I believe he will be successful on your deferred adjudication. And he's seen the justice system work in a different way, seeing the jury and coming this far. I know he's asking for a chance at deferred adjudication. I'm asking that you follow the state's quasi recommendation and please grant him deferred adjudication.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
No.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Brian Parker.
Before he gets to speaking, let me say this. If that's a court-appointed attorney, it's a good one. His speech was great, everything down to the eye contact, from the defendant to the judge to the defendant. I'd probably give him a better suit to go in there for me, because I think that goes a long way in the courts as well. Bow ties especially, man. Yeah, they always get breaks.
All right. Are you employed?
Not right now, man.
So how are you supporting 7 children?
I go to Army staff. I do that like frequently. Whenever they have a job opening, just go. I recently was working at True Blue Granite and Stone, but I had to quit because I had to start watching my kids.
Oh, no.
Children, kids are baby goats.
You know?
Kids are baby goats. So you're watching your children.
Guys.
How old are your children?
My oldest is 14. I've been taking care of him.
Look, his facial expressions were exactly like mine yesterday when I first heard it. Baby goats or kids? Which one? Whoa, what? I looked around at someone and no one's even in the room with me. What is she talking about? Well, let me break it down. Turns out in the dictionary, kids can be young children, also a baby goat. I've never heard of it before and it ain't gonna change me from saying it. And if you're to ask me, it's just uncalled for in the courtroom. It should be left out. But this is the honors court, so we have to respect how she handles things.
Children, kids are baby goats.
You know?
Kids are baby goats. So you're watching your children.
Is this a trick question, sir?
How old are your children? I want the ages of all your children.
Oh, no.
Biological ones.
All right, how many biological children do you
I
have?
got 6 biologicals, and I've been taking care of.
What are their ages? The 6.
8, 6, and my boy 5, 4, 3 and 2.
Yeah, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah. It ain't hard to count it down when you get one every year. It's all right, bro. Look, it was kind of like that for me, too, but I had to learn to say no. After 4 is just a little too pricey.
Other child that you say is not your biological child?
He's 14.
Now, so you have a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and 8-year-old. What are their dates of birth?
Oh, no.
She's December 2nd, 2014.
6-year-old?
Zalea Harris, December 19th, 2016.
5-year-old?
Okay.
Anthony, he was born October 20th, 2015. I mean,
you're doing a question with me. I wasn't there.
I don't know the years that they was born. I can tell you all their
No.
birthdays. And
Well, they need that. Let me just give you a hint. Moms are tired of being in charge of keeping birth certificates.
Oh, I'm gonna agree with you on that, Miss Boy. Look, I always call Brittany from CVS. What's the birth date? She always knows, man. She has them all in her purse, all the socials, even mine. Birth certificates, fingerprints, all of them. She has it all.
Moms have to keep the birth certificates. Mom keeps the social security cards. Dads need to start knowing that. So you need to know everybody. So the 4-year-old, what's the date of birth?
That's my October the 4th.
3-year-old?
October the 4th. I mean, no, his is February 22nd. And then I got the 2-year-old October 4th. They both by the same mama.
Backtrack.
All right. So you have, so that's the same mother?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
How many mothers are with these children?
I only have two.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's good.
And the 14-year-old, what's the date of birth?
A lot of people got a different baby mom for every kid. That I can't even imagine.
His is February 5th. I don't know. I'm not his real father, but I've been there since he was like 2.
Well, see, I hate when people say they're not somebody's real father.
But I'm really,
You're the stepfather, or
no, I'm
you're
really,
just somebody passing
no,
through.
I'm his real father, but I ain't mean like, bloodline. No. But I've been there since day one.
All right, you're going to have to get a job. You have to support children.
Yes, ma'am.
As I tell everyone, children, you cannot put them at Travis Park and say, you've been created, go forth and live.
Yes, ma'am.
And children need more than love. I know people say, I love my children, I give them love. This is not Little House on the Prairie where somebody's working, bringing in the crops. You've got to financially support them. So it takes love, it takes financial support, and all of the children are going to need help with schoolwork. How far did you go in school?
Oh, I got my GED at like 16.
That's good.
And what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life to better yourself?
I honestly just see my life as just raising my kids, making sure they don't go through what I went through.
Well, I mean, it's more than raising your children, because kids are baby goats.
Mm.
So, no, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm trying to figure out where you're planning on going with your life, because a minimum wage job, it's going to be very difficult, even if the mothers are helping you and you all are pooling your money. A middle-aged job for 7 children is really not a lot. And then if your children decide to go to college, I think everybody here can tell you, depending on what they want to do when they go to college, every one of these children is at a minimum of $100,000. So 7 children, if they all decide to go to college, that's $700,000.
Ain't happening.
I was trying to start trade as
Well, lucky for you, ma'am, I recently just applied to NASA. I've always wanted to be an astronaut, right? That could definitely help me pay the bills.
SCI, but I had stopped there too. I was trying to get a trade for HVAC, but I stopped there too. I just started watching the kids.
Kids are baby goats.
Oh!
That's the definition of a kid. It's a baby goat.
Oh, children.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you are going to get drug tested today.
Ooh.
Marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
All right. All right. There's going to be proof of employment. within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month until further notice. I'm going to want UAs. We're going to test for levels. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. Those levels had better start going down. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I want him evaluated for gang supervision.
Gang stuff, huh?
4 years deferred adjudication.
Ooh, 4 years instead of 2.
We're going to do a TAP evaluation. If the TAP evaluation comes back with inpatient treatment or intensive outpatient treatment, we're going to start off with outpatient treatment with probation.
She's putting him on a high level of probation. I mean, this right here is very hard for a lot of people to succeed at. All right, now let's fast forward to 1 year later. Like I said, man, I think in the beginning of this video, I can't recall if it was in yesterday's video or not when I said it, but most people, they are back in jail or prison within the first year of being on probation. Let's see if that's the case with him.
And this is a motion to revoke.
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor.
no.
We're going to plead true, but we're pleading open to the court.
All right. Court is calling. Sure.
Well, he's in orange, so that means he's in jail. Probably picked up a fresh crime, and now he's going in front of the judge for his probation to be revoked.
Court is calling 2022 CR 6496, State of Texas versus Brian Parker. Could our parties announce for the record for the state?
State of Texas.
Larry Lucas for the defense.
Are you Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Brian D. Anthony Parker who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 6496 for the offense of felon in possession of a firearm on January 11, 2023 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Brian DeAnthony Parker, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February, March, and April 2023 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, the state waives all the violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, the state is requesting 8 years TDC.
Wow.
Defense.
Judge, I believe a sentence in the range of 2 to 4 years is appropriate for Mr. Parker. And just brief argument on that issue, Judge.
Yes.
This is a case where Mr. Parker just never got a good start on probation. He was sent, got him probation, almost immediately tested positive for narcotics. Then he just got afraid and never showed back up. He did get arrested for failure to identify as fugitive. He's pled guilty to that charge and taking responsibility for it. He's standing before the court today, taking responsibility for his failures on probation. I believe the sentence between 2 to 4 years is appropriate for Mr. Parker, and we just leave it to the discretion of the court.
He did bring back a fresh crime. That's like the worst thing you can do. Even though it was kind of minor, it doesn't matter, man. If I were to guess, Judge Boyd's going to give him the 8 years that the prosecution's asking for. Keep in mind, they blessed him on the first go-run with 2 years. They were going for the low end, all suspended. How do you mess something so great like that up, man? I can't even fathom it.
I believe the sentence between 2 to 4 years is appropriate for Mr. Parker, and we just leave it to the discretion of the court.
All right. So, counsel, I know you were not the previous attorneys on this case, but his plea bargain agreement was open to the court. So what that meant is that the state wanted him to go to prison I gave him deferred adjudication. And I tell everyone in this court, if there's an issue with probation or if there's something you need and you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can come to this court. And I think it's safe to say every defendant who passes through this court know that if you have a drug problem, guess what? I am going to do my best to get you all the tools and the help you need to address that drug problem. Other courts may be a little bit different. I don't know. I'm not in there. So for people to come before me and say he tested positive for drugs and then he just didn't show up, that's not a good excuse. All right. So this is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. The court will grant the motion. Court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal.
Wow.
Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Sir? All right. I will note, counsel, did he sign this?
Yes, he did.
All right.
Oh, he ain't got nothing to say now.
Agreement.
But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens when you mess up a sweet plea deal. Chances are, if you go in front of the judge messing up again, they're probably going to be smoking you. And in the Texas prison system, I'm glad I'm not in his shoes. There ain't no AC over there. They don't let you have no playing cards. At least from what I heard, it might have changed in some places. But the biggest thing, though, I want people to understand is it's not a game. The not knowing of how much time of your one life can be snatched away because of a crime that you committed is absolutely terrifying to me. Looking back at it, I can't believe the stuff that I was doing and what I was facing. Man, I was an idiot. But I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. I do have more content coming your way. I need to find a good episode to do a courtroom analysis to. These Zoom court hearings are not really good for it. Quality's not the best and you don't get to see everything in the courtroom, you know what I mean? So be on the lookout for a high definition courtroom session coming your way here soon. In the meantime, though, as always, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, stay free.